Hi, I'm Mark Fischer, candidate for the Pennsylvania House of Representatives in District 50. This is Mark and Sam on the back porch. And if you have any thoughts, comments, questions, please go to my website, www.markwfischer.com. Fischer is spelled F-I-S-C-H-E-R.
Welcome back. It's Mark and Sam on the back porch again. Mark, this time I'd like to talk, we've talked a lot about coal, but I'd like to talk a little bit more about total energy extraction and how you feel about it and how you'd like to play a role in that.
Sure. Certainly a relevant topic today.
Absolutely.
In the 50th District. We've got coal mines all over the place. We've got older gas wells, shallow wells. We've got deep well fracking going on. We've got the whole gamut here. I think first off, what people should understand about me is that we need to make the very most we can out of these resources for our residents in the 50th,
Right.
for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and for the nation.
Right.
Energy extraction, energy independence are key to so many issues up the line. I mean, from the price of gas. I mean, everybody's been, the last 4 years have been a disaster with gasoline prices. Mm-hmm. Natural gas, interesting, we started fracking here and producing huge amounts of gas, and the price dropped like a rock. Yeah. But it won't work for oil.
Yeah, only natural gas.
Yeah, it's got to be just natural gas. So, okay, my background, I've mentioned before, my father's a retired coal miner. My whole family were coal miners.
Right.
Now, I understand the good and the bad. I've said earlier that any energy extraction causes some degree of pollution. It's there.
Sure.
So we need to tighten up the environmental considerations and make sure we're extracting the energy in the best possible way, the cleanest we can, but extract it. And then when it comes to coal, we have this what I consider to be an absolutely false argument out there about coal's the worst polluter. We've got so many problems. Look, coal, I understand years ago, was very dirty to use.
Sure.
You put coal in a furnace, just straight up burn coal, you've got a black sooty cloud coming out of your chimney. I get that.
We've all seen that.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. We have taken technology to a new level with the scrubbing of it, the removing of the hazardous substances that coal burning produces. We can do this in an effective way. I don't understand the current administration's complete rejection of our own natural resources as a solution. Never understood that. I've questioned that. I can't make sense of it. Now, when we get into shallow well natural gas drilling, interesting. I don't think we're going to see that much more. I think it's all going to the deeper extraction technology, at least around here with fracking. We've got to be really careful with fracking. I know just about enough to understand, the issues,
Sure.
but no clue how to solve some of these. And I don't think any elected official, unless they're some kind of a PhD in, drilling engineering or something, would really understand. But the process, as I understand it, we have the drilling, we have the solution that's involved in there, the briny solutions.
Right.
We've got different additives. Some drilling firms use a cocktail of chemicals for different reasons. I read recently in an article where I believe it was England or somewhere they were experimenting and had been using liquefied petroleum gas as opposed to some of the other chemicals, and it has a different effect, different limits to some of the pollution. So we've got to keep a proactive stance on ensuring that these energy resources are done cleanly, but we got to get it done.
Right.
We can't just sit back and say we're not going to do this and we're going to put up roadblocks and cause endless delays and expenses to the energy extraction. We've got to find a way to make it happen. And that speaks to my vision of efficiency in government. Limit the role of government so they can be efficient in the areas they need to be.
Absolutely.
As a regulatory authority, certainly we have to take that step and make sure everything's done properly. But what I've seen out there so far doesn't give me any confidence that we have developed a cohesive policy that works. I don't think the regulators in the industry are having enough interaction on the options and the potential solutions. The elected officials are clear out in left field in most cases. They don't know anything about it. At least I have awareness. I've got the education to understand it, and I like solving complex problems. Certainly this is one of them. But we have a history in our region, in the 50th district. We have to ensure that we continue to be prolific energy producers, and I am solidly behind that. I mentioned before in an interview elsewhere about my support of the United Mine Workers.
Right.
You know, my family comes from the United Mine Workers.
Sure.
We mentioned earlier I've been a union president
Right.
in
Right.
another organization, and it's a private union.
Right.
It's between them and the industry. But I think that I will give the utmost credit over the years to the United Mine Workers for improving safety in coal mines.
Oh, absolutely.
And forcing the issue, you know, into the relevant scrutiny, you know, to get something done.
Right.
That was the union, really.
Yeah,
That's-
sure,
that
sure.
Clearly, and that's one of the best things they could do. You know, of course, I differ with them tremendously on the crazy support of Barack Obama in the last election by their leadership after he said, I basically will cause coal to,
Right.
you know, if you want to use it, it's going to bankrupt you to do it. Well, he's lived up to that promise. We can chalk that one up on the list.
He was right on one.
And that, you know, the leadership there have just gone right. Hey, you know what? While we're on that subject, let's talk a minute about Richard Trumka. Yeah, I know. He's a.
Let's talk about it.
I want to bring that up.
Yeah.
Because he's what is he? A cousin, I believe, to Pam Snyder.
Some relative, I'm not 100% sure.
All right.
But right.
Former president of the United Mine Workers, treasurer, then president, I believe. Then he went on. I think he was treasurer of the AFL-CIO. Now he's president.
Right.
AFL-CIO, and it's a bit humorous. According to what I've read in some of the media accounts, he's a regular visitor, frequent visitor to the Obama White House, and you know, a consultant, and you know, always
Right.
in there giving his opinion. Now, okay, UMW members, let's think about it. Now, I know a lot of them didn't like him anyway.
Right,
He was
sure.
controversial, but you know, a former UMW president, AFL-CIO. He's in the Obama White House every day, and we are in the midst of a war on coal. It tells you about in my opinion, the real priorities of these people that are climbing the ladder, want to be the power brokers.
Definitely makes you scratch your head a little bit, doesn't it?
Well, it does. Now, the nice part about this is that the United Mine Workers have elections. They
Right.
pick their
Sure.
representation. They have the power to change this kind of a
Right.
thing. You know, I like the good old confrontational UMW. You know, when they were butting heads with the
Strong
government.
and yeah, going after it for 100%.
The idea
Right.
of going over there for coffee and cake and negotiating away your members' livelihood, it just doesn't sit well with me. So I think I've cleared that up. You coal miners out there, you drillers, people connected to the energy industry, I want success here. We're going to do it cleanly. That's a must. We can do that. But I want success. I want profitability. I want folks here in all capacities making
Right.
as much money as they can make. Because if we all have money here, we're all doing well.
Everybody's happy.
And nobody gets rich
Right.
by taking the money and making everybody poor.
No.
You know, so we've got to get on with that.
Well, you brought up a good point. You know, I think it's a miscommunication in ways that people think that the unions are against clean production
No.
or the unions are against this or that. Hey, we all live here. We all raise our kids here. We all want to make a good living here. Let's do it the best way we can.
Absolutely. That's well put, Sam.
Thank you. Well, you heard it from Mark Fischer. Don't forget, he is running for state representative in the 50th district. And this is Mark and Sam on the back porch. Stay tuned. We've got a lot more.